Okay guys, so of course a lot has happened over today and there's been a significant update. Multiple teens have come forward in regards to this unknown BBC presenter and the details are absolutely shocking. Hey guys, it's Murad Muradi. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back at again with another video. If you have not subscribed guys, click that button. It is daily and consistent content. I really would appreciate it. Fresh content 24/7, 365 days of the year. Subscribe to the channel. It's just one click. I really would appreciate it. Filming this for you guys at 1 a.m. in the morning with all the updates that happened today. So let's get into this where, I'm pretty sure we all know what's happened with the BBC presenter. Somebody's obviously come out, the parents via the Sun, saying that, their child basically was contacted at the age of 17 and was paid £30,000 in relation to receiving pictures, images, and when he was 17 or she was 17, that obviously is classed as illegal. And so this has been a huge hot topic. Who is the individual? Who was the BBC presenter? The guess is basically being narrowed down, let's just say, but at the same time, it is obviously quite scary and confusing. Now, multiple teens, not one, but two more have come forward and they are menacing messages they are said. In a new allegation, the second individual in their early 20s said they were first contacted on a dating app before being put under pressure to meet up. It comes after the Sun revealed claims that a well-known BBC star paid thousands to a teen who sent in images. Now, a second person has come forward to say they were sent threatening messages by the BBC star after suggesting they might name the presenter online. The young person, who has no connection to the first person, said they were scared by the power the presenter held. They claimed they never met the presenter in person. The family of the person told the Sun that they complained to the BBC hours after the presenter tried to meet the youngster at a train station. Their stepdad said, "Without the money, my partner's child would have no drugs." Emails seen by the Sun show the stepfather told the Beeb on May 19th of bank statements detailing huge payments, evidently receipts. The stepdad revealed he told Beeb bosses they had screenshots as well. The second person has today said after connecting on a dating app, the conversation moves to other platforms. This was when the presenter revealed their identity and told them to keep it a secret. BBC News claimed it has seen threatening messages from the presenter to the young person. Last week, the presenter remained on air and was not even spoken to until the Sun contacted the BBC. Wow. The first young person's stepfather accused BBC of lying after it said new allegations emerged. The new claims were the youngster was 17 when contact began. He fumed. "They're not telling the truth. I told them the youngster was 20 and it had been going on for 3 years." So, a second person has come forward, guys, and has, basically said they have received threatening messages if they obviously reveal, what is going to happen. So, a second person is wild. Now we have a third person. The individual said they were contacted by the presenter out of the blue when they were just 17 years old. Here are some damaging messages that have come forth, some screenshots. "Sweet, how's it going over the BBC? All good, thanks. You okay? Yeah, why? Just being polite. What have you been up to today? Out walking, bit of work, Practically nothing except listening to music. Sounds okay to me," the presenter says. "How's your week going? Must be really interesting. Busy week. Any specifics? XYZ for starters. What's your take on the matter? No reply then. Must have been amazing to be part of. It was a great night. Hi, I got the opportunity to take part in the BBC School News Report. It's my last year at school. Do you think I should go for it? Yeah, no question. All right, lad. How are you doing? Good. How are you spending lockdown?" In an exclusive interview, they said, "Looking back now, it does seem creepy because he was messaging me when I was still at school. In light of everything now, I feel shocked because as a broadcaster, it is a name everyone would trust. I had no reason to think it was anything beyond that at the time." It includes signed, sworn statements from the individual. The Sun is handing a full dossier to the BBC investigators. The first message sent to the teenager by the household name came in October 2018. He messaged them with a love heart emoji without there ever being prior contact between them. The teen had followed the presenter on Instagram months prior and was stunned to receive a message. "I was surprised. He had a blue tick. He's in a love heart emoji. Looking back now, my reply, I can tell I did not think anything of it. I was just thinking of it innocently because I had a keen interest in the line of work, which is exactly why these presenters contact these young boys or girls. I replied to the love heart emoji. He replied saying it was good and he used a kiss. I did think it was strange that he used a kiss, but ultimately I was not reading into these messages like that at the time. The youngster is now 22. After my reply, he then asked me if I was okay. After he sent it, he sent me another love emoji. The conversation continued with the young person messaging the telly veteran sporadically after their first contact. They said, knowing what I know now, I feel I was a bit naive. I was a young person who loved what this presenter did, and naturally I was excited he had messaged me. At one stage, the youngster asked for advice about taking part in a 11 to 16-year-old BBC scheme, even the fact that, he was a year older. When he replied to me, he had stopped using heart emojis. In light of what I know now, it feels as though when he realized I was not flirtatious back then, he changed in the way he would reply. I'm a well-rounded person with a good support network. I previously joked about this with my friends and looked at it as a one-off. Seeing what has happened to this person, I just hope that if there are other people out there who have an experience like this individual, that they have the support to speak out too. I feel saddened that individuals of a similar age to myself have experienced something like this, and I just hope they know they can be heard. Here we go, guys. This is where the story is heading. Multiple teens are coming forward. And of course, like this team with the receipts, they wanted to work for these schemes. They wanted to work in the presenting in the BBC. And when these presenters with such of power that they hold, they can obviously abuse it and use it to their advantage, which is exactly what they're doing with these youngsters. And of course, these youngsters are naive. They don't know why they're being asked to do X, Y, Z. They don't know why they're being told to perform in a certain way, or why this person's contacted them, why they're leaving kisses, why they're leaving heart emojis. They don't know at the ages of 17, 18, 19. I don't care what anybody says. 18, 19, 20 is still a very vulnerable age when it comes to in contact with much older men, especially when it's a sexualized conversation, because at that age, you still aren't aware a lot of the time of yourself. Even if you're not classified as a minor, you still are very young at that age and can still be abused when it comes to power. Now, Matthew McGreevy, with the Philip Schofield stuff, wanted to be a presenter. He was the perfect candidate to be groomed, and Philip Schofield found him in this particular place and through friends and etc. And it eventually became that, for what I believe personally. Whoever this presenter is, we have our potential options, let's just say, of who this could be, and I think we know who I'm referring to. But at this point of time, multiple people coming forward only adds more leverage to the fact that this possibly is going to be true, and I believe it is at this point. For this child to completely, the first one, not a child, sorry, who's 20, to completely just take everything back with their statements, recant them, their parents doubling down saying no, it definitely did happen, it definitely was true. Again, it shows that, he probably was scared and wanted to just, wanted to remove everything, because the second person coming forward is saying that he received threatening messages, which means the first person probably received them as well and got scared. And this is what happens to youngsters. We get scared when we are in these positions. I have been in these positions physically and also via text and also via threatening voicemails. And as a youngster, you get scared because you think abuse of power. They have money, they are rich, they can get lawyers on you, they can shut you down, they can get people to find you. All things go around your head. Or when you are in person, like me, with the things that I was doing for these men and everything got exposed last year and it was a huge scandal, it was very unfortunate that nobody really discussed the age disparity of me being 17 to 19, 17 to 20, and these men being in their 40s, and why they would put you in uncomfortable positions, ask you to do unfortunate stuff, and you are such a naive age, you don't expect it until they put it on you when you're there and then, and they obviously then force you in uncomfortable positions, and the old men get away with it because evidently that wasn't part of any of the conversation when it came to me. It doesn't absolve me from any responsibility in any capacity, but there was no wider conversation, and it is very scary because I do have now multiple boys, 17, 18, 19, 20 in my DMs discussing and talking about the significant situations that they are in, unfortunately, and how grown men are taking advantage of them, and nobody is helping these young boys at all, and the young girls as well of our generation. Nobody is helping in any capacity. There aren't any or as much facilities, or they don't know where to go to, or the parents themselves are also quite lost because they don't have the right manual skills to deal with their children. It is so sad what is happening to these people, and they're now coming forward because the second person's come forward, the third person's come forward. Are there going to be more? Am I missing more potentially? It is a shocking situation, and a lot of people are coming forward in terms of other presenters to say we need to name this name. Because if there are 3 teens coming forward at the time when they were teens, who else is there? What else has happened? Threatening messages, abuse of power, somebody being met in video calls, performing. It is absolute ridiculous. Why don't these presenters or these old men, why don't they go for their age mates? Because they know they can't abuse them. They know they can't use them. They know they can't groom them or do whatever they want to them. It's not enticing enough in any capacity. These young boys are looking for money to facilitate what? Survival. Get away from significant sexual abuse like me, get away from, or want to find their drug-related addictions like one of those boys. We need money at that age because we don't have anybody and we are in significant traumatic abusive situations and we are in survival mode, and therefore we are more easier to be exploited than the average teen who has got a roof over their head, is not homeless, and has both a mother and father and got a spoonful for everything from their parents, which is great for them. We are more easier to exploit than them. Therefore, these men know that. It's like, they're looking to catch us. They dangle money in your faces, and evidently you're going to do those things at that age for these older men and please them because you need that money to survive, to eat, to have a roof over your head, to run, to rent a place, because nobody can support us because we don't know where to go, especially at a very young age. It is a cycle and it's very nasty. And if these are presenters who we see on our cameras and on our TVs every single day, you can only imagine how many men there are that are doing this to young boys who are not on TV, on a camera. It is ridiculous. And the audacity for multiple of these teens to come forward, the audacity of the fact that we are paying our BBC license, we're paying money to see these presenters on our damn TV screens every single flipping day, unbeknownst to us, that they are continuously contacting these young teens and trying to exploit them and use them and abuse them is absolutely diabolical. It is disgusting. It is disgraceful. It is pathetic how they're treating the young boys of our generation or the young girls of our generation. We are absolutely effed, in my opinion, because nobody is discussing or talking about it. And yet again, not even 6-month break, back to back from May, June, straight into July, we're seeing other well-known household name presenters who are using and abusing the young boys and girls of our generation. It is absolutely disgusting. We are watching them every day with our absolute chest. It is an abuse of power. There are victims involved. There are young teens involved. This is absolutely wrong. If he was doing this with his age mates in their 40s or 30s, entire different situation. If this was a 17, 18-year-old listening and doing things for much older men, entire different situation. But when it's older men who are trying to use young teens, then it's very dangerous and risky because you have that abuse of power, and that abuse of power knows no limits. It knows no boundaries. They can do whatever the hell they can. Then they can get their expensive lawyers to shut up the kids, scare them, put them into hiding, and try to send them messages, which is what the second individual was saying. And now they're speaking up, and now there's screenshots of messages, and now the Sun is saying that they're going to, send their dossier to the BBC. Now, the Sun is most definitely scummy. The Rag Mail as well, they are definitely scummy articles and productions and corporations. Absolutely they are. I'm not saying that they're not. They absolutely are, and I'm saying that with my absolute chest. However, at the same time, if they have this information, then, it is absolutely catastrophic, bombshell allegations, and just wild. So I'm shocked that multiple victims have come forward. I'm not surprised, but I'm also quite shocked by it as well, because it's so not only triggering for me, but overwhelming, because we've just dealt with the Philip Schofield stuff and now we're dealing with another household name. If that's just 2 back to back, who else is there? And we're not even finished with the Philip Schofield stuff, because I'm pretty sure a lot more is going to come out when it comes to that in this month of July, let alone the stuff with the revenge porn that came out in court documents that yet again exposed them for lying of abuse of power. So who else? Who's the next presenter that's going to come out? Are there going to be more victims coming out? It is absolutely disgusting. When there are victims in a situation, then it's absolutely diabolical. It's sad because you've hurt somebody, you've harmed somebody. If this man was doing something with other men and it was consensual, that's different because there's no abuse involved. But when it's men contacting young teens and they're speaking out about how uncomfortable they are as well, it is disgusting. It is shameful. And it's just, yet again, I'm here at night, 1 a.m. in the morning, filming a damn video about grown men contacting young teens. It's like, when is it going to stop? When are these men going to stop? It is sad. And not only do I feel sorry for these teens, I feel sorry for the parents who have to go through this on a public level, but also on a private level. Because whilst we go to sleep tonight, they're also going to be dealing with the fact that their children were in this contact. Were they harmed? Were they touched? What are the after effects? Are they going to stop? Can I control my son or daughter? I don't think I can because they're grown now, but I still care for them. It is such a difficult cycle, and it's just extremely sad what is going on. Whew! Wow. Ran over, guys. Ran over. I'm shocked and saddened by the fact that there's multiple victims coming forward, guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are now more, or the story is going to get ugly, because there has to be a time now where this person's name is going to be revealed. And I'll be waiting until that time comes. Even though we have an idea of who it is, it needs to be officially confirmed before I be running his name everywhere, just to be sure. Because a lot of people are speaking, jumping the gun and names, and I just feel like we need to be careful with how we discuss this on a public sphere. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Click that button. I would really appreciate it if you guys do subscribe. It is 1 a.m. in the morning, as I've said, and I'm trying to get content out for you because a lot is happening today, especially when it comes to reviewing Love Island, or when it comes to, you know, this whole situation, or this morning. There's just a lot happening, and I'm trying to get 4 to 5 videos out for you guys on a daily basis. Subscribe to the channel. It's 1 click. Head over to my Instagram at Murad_Merali and also my TikTok, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.